We welcome you to ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC, a part of Tailgate Week, presented by Kingsford Charcoal. Don't worry, they're not really cooking up bear meat in the parking lot, just getting ready for the Bears. Beautiful day here in Eugene, Oregon, Autzen Stadium, number 6 Cal in town to take on the Oregon Ducks. And hi everybody, Terry Gannon along with David Norrie. The march to a Pac-10 title begins today in Eugene for both the Bears and the Ducks. Both think they have realistic chances of getting there. And David, let's talk about Cal right now first. The highest ranked team in the Pac-10, but right now starts the toughest stretch in their schedule. But they've got number 4, Jahvid Best, who many think is the best running back in the country right now.
Well, I think if you look at the body of work just in this season, and you talk driver's seat for the Heisman Trophy, it's not Tim Tebow and it's not Colt McCoy. I think the front runner has to be Jahvid Best. And to set up his home runs, he does a couple things very special. He's great with his lateral ability. He has supervision, and he can run through tackles at the line of scrimmage. And then when he gets to the second level, he has the ability to make cuts at full speed, 10.3 100-meter speed. I think hands down, he's the best running back in the open field in college football since Reggie Bush.
That's a big statement. Jahvid Best, Shane Vereen behind him. They've got the running game to compete for a national title, Pac-10 title. But the guy calling the shots, Kevin Riley, is going to have to deal with this noise today in Autzen Stadium.
Well, he's going to have to deal with the noise at Autzen Stadium today. He's also going to have a very tough 3-game stretch where I think he's going to be the difference. To keep the line of scrimmage clean for Jahvid Best, to attack 8- and 9-man fronts, Kevin Riley's going to have success outside to Marvin Jones and Verran Tucker as big play wide receivers. Kevin Riley is going to make the difference for this Cal season in the next month.
Cal rolling right now, undefeated at 3-0, and Oregon hopes they've turned things around. They're 2-1. The Pac-10 opener for both here in Eugene coming up next from Autzen Stadium. We welcome you back to Autzen Stadium, which has already gotten loud, and it will get louder. Number 6 Cal on the road to take on the Oregon Ducks, a big one in the Pac-10. Out west here, the Pac-10 opener for both. Terry Gannon back with David Norrie. And Oregon, after that loss in the opener to Boise State, disappointing loss, did not have a good showing. But they've come back, beaten Purdue, beaten number 18 Utah. But where's the offense been? We're used to them putting up big numbers.
Well, Jeremiah Masoli, the quarterback for Oregon, he's really been struggling. He's not been throwing the football well here early season. He's been turning the football over. Masoli's got to get back to where he was in the final 3 games of the 08 season, where he really lit it up through the air. He was testing defenses with his feet. He's very capable, but I think he's just been in a funk throwing the ball. And Terry, the fact that he doesn't have a lot of firepower outside has hurt him. Oregon needs to develop some playmakers outside of Lamike. The pressure off Masoli at quarterback.
If you're an Oregon fan, you know you've got Cal, USC, and Oregon State at home. You've played a brutal schedule so far, and you've got LaMichael James, who had a breakout game last week at tailback, 152 yards against Utah. So some things on the positive side. Underway here in Eugene. Walter Thurman III hit hard. Ball's loose on the turf. Whistle may have been blown already. Well, wait. No, it's Cal football. Hit hard, and he coughed up the football. So a huge play on the opening kick. And it's Cal football.
I think this was a hit, and you can see Isi Sefele there, some blood on his forehead. Watch number 20 come in. I mean, that is a big-time hit.
DJ Campbell, the man who fell on the football. Crowd doesn't like it. They thought he was down, but he wasn't. He clearly wasn't.
Well, that was a collision. And it looked like Chris Moncrief might have been the first coverage player for Cal to arrive. And Sefele was the second Bear to make the hit on the return there.
So it's Cal football to start after the fumble. Kevin Riley comes out to run the offense, and now they're going to take another look at it. Michael Batlin, the referee today.
Oregon is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was down.
All right, so you get the word from Michael. It's going to be challenged.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is not like an NFL challenge. A coach can make a challenge at the college level, but remember, each and every play is reviewed upstairs. And there's Moncrief. Boy, you saw his helmet snap back there. That's a dangerous play. And I think that football was coming loose before Thurman hits the turf. Boy, the head into the knee. And you see, after Moncrief made the hit, it looked like Sofele collided with Moncrief helmet on helmet. Wow. But Terry, I think that's a fumble.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It's a fumble. 1st and 10, California. Oregon is charged with their first timeout.
So Oregon burns a timeout with the challenge. Walter Thurman, who ran back a punt last week against Utah for also muffed a punt last week, coughs this one up. And now Oregon, this defense, which has been very good the last couple of weeks, with a major test right off the bat.
Yeah, and this Cal Bear offense averaging over 48 points a game. You don't want to give them help. You don't want to give them short fields.
Shane Vereen, the sophomore from Valencia, California, and a good one is in for Javid Best. Riley out of the shotgun. Under pressure, ball's loose. Cal comes up with it. All right, do we have enough action in the first couple of plays? Kenny Rowe, the man who came from the defensive end spot.
Well, he came clean on Kevin Riley, and the Bears very fortunate to get this football back. Tepper, the left tackle, getting beat off the football by Kenny Rowe. Kenny Rowe's not a traditional defensive end. You see him at the top of the screen. He's more like an outside linebacker and runs a bit like a strong safety.
A loss of 8, so it's 2nd and 18. Javid Best now in at tailback. Riley with time, going near sideline on the out, incomplete. Marvin Jones was the intended receiver. John Boyette on the coverage. Check out our impact players for Cal. Javid Best with 9 touchdowns on the year, 8 of them on the ground. He leads the nation in scoring. Baran Tucker, a big play receiver, though. They'll try to hit him deep. And Sidquan Thompson, a corner, one of the best in the Pac-10. You got 2 of the best cornerbacks in the Pac-10 in Thompson and Walter Thurman for Oregon. Jeremy Ross in motion. 3rd and 18, the long count, and here's Riley. Again with time. Incomplete, broken up right at the first down marker. Marvin Jones was the intended. But Javis Lewis came up to break it up, and this is a guy who last week had some big-time hits.
Yeah, he did. He's a safety that will come up and smack you going up to play the ball. As a safety, you have to make the decision whether you're going to play the man or the football. Marvin Jones, a wide receiver, very strong with his hands, a physical specimen. Nice play by Lewis in the Duck secondary.
Vince D'Amato, who won the job late in camp, 2 for 4 on the year. This is a 47-yard try. And good. So D'Amato hits his 3rd field goal of the year, and Cal gets on the board first. Pretty good stand, though, by the Oregon Ducks defense on the turnover on the opening kick. It's 3-0. Walter Thurman, the 3rd on the sideline. That's the man who returned the opening kick and coughed it up. And he's got an ice pack on his knee, so he's on the sideline right now. 3-0 Cal with the lead. Michael James and Kenyon Barner back. It'll be Barner from 2 yards deep. Spins his way out across the 25 to the 26. And that's where Oregon will start their first offensive series. And David, what about the impact players for the Ducks?
Well, Michael James has really started to feel it at tailback. He got it going in the second half 2 weeks ago against Purdue. Last week, over 150 yards rushing. Casey Matthews comes from a family of football royalty, and boy, is he a talented middle linebacker. And then Walter Thurman, you know, Terry, I'm not so sure whether it was a knee or Chip Kelly saying, hey, you know, off the muff on that punt a week ago against Utah, we're going to sit you down as a return guy.
Jeremiah Masoli on first down, a completion. That's a good sign. Out to Jeff Mayle, who's their leading receiver and the only one of the receivers on this team back this year who had more than 5 catches a year ago. I mean, they are not deep at the wideout spot, and they are very young on the offensive line. And the coaches will point to that, not as excuses, but just to say, hey, it is going to take us a while offensively. Masoli throws into coverage, a dangerous pass. Incomplete. Lavagier Tuane, the sophomore, the intended receiver, and Sidquan Thompson out there with the good coverage. Well, it's going to be tough to challenge him.
Well, and you can't doubt Masoli has confidence. I mean, he comes out early and tests Sidquan Thompson on a post corner route. Thompson close to making a play on that ball for an interception.
3rd and 2 for Oregon as they come up to the line of scrimmage, and Masoli out of the shotgun. They run that spread. James looking for room. There are flags on the play. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And if this is against the Ducks, Cal's going to go ahead and decline, and Oregon will have to punt the ball away.
Holding. Offense. Number 77. That penalty is refused. 4th down.
And that is exactly what happens. Carson York, the man, the redshirt freshman from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Hey, you look at the left guard here, number 77, Carson York. And that's not a takedown, that's a drag down.
Don't get an extra flag on that, though. It's just one.
Still 15 yards.
Yeah. Jackson Rice, a freshman from Moraga, California, grew up a Cal fan. On to punt. Major recruit coming out of high school. Sidquan Thompson fields it at the 31, but there is a flag out at the 42. 36-yard punt, no return. And we'll sort the penalty marker out. Michael Batlin has been busy already today. And it's against Oregon. Chip Kelly in his first year taking over from Mike Bellotti, who was the winningest coach in Oregon history. His first job as a head coach. Ran the offensive coordinator the last couple of years.
Well, and you look at Chip Kelly, and obviously he wants an explanation. You don't see punt coverage team pick up those kinds of penalties very often. You know, so much made of that Boise State loss. A lot of the Oregon backers and people across the country, I think people have lost sight of the fact that Chip Kelly beat a top 10 team last year. Utah, or last week, a team that had won 16 games in a row.
And a Purdue team, which I know lost last week, but
during the kick, illegal block in the back on the kicking team. That penalty being forced from the end of the kick. 1st down.
And Chip wants more of an explanation.
Well, he's getting animated, and I think you're gonna see it right here. That's a good call.
Yeah. Willie Glasper, the man, number 17. So it's 1st and 10, and they place the ball down at the 41. Back to work goes Riley and Jabba Best. Anthony Miller, the tight end, goes wide far side. Under center this time. Here comes Best for the first time. Can he get outside? Look at the speed. Glasper brought him down out at the 47, but he made something out of nothing. A gain of 6 for Best.
A nice play by Glasper on the perimeter, and the Ducks are going to have a great day tackling the Cal ball carriers and skill position players. Look at the numbers on Jabba Best the last 6 games.
Yeah, going back
over
to
1,100 yards.
Back to last year, he's got just over 400 coming into this one. Cross midfield goes Best. He's got a 1st down. Casey Matthews, the fine middle linebacker, on the stop. But Best, the guy, you were on him early and told everybody, look, this is the most exciting runner. You talked to Nick Aliotti, the longtime defensive coordinator here. He basically said, you know what? This guy scares me more than anyone since Reggie Bush.
Yeah, he said in some situations he scares him more than Reggie Bush. And that is a big, big statement.
Tough to hear at the line of scrimmage and make the call. Best is going to try the left side. There he goes. To the outside, tripped up as he crosses the 45 by John Boyette, who's getting the start. The redshirt freshman from Napa, California, and the second leading tackler. TJ Ward still out with a high ankle sprain.
We talk about Nick Aliotti, the defensive coordinator for Oregon. He's going to get numbers up on the line of scrimmage. Sometimes 8 and 9 men. The safeties are going to be involved. You have to pick your poison against this Cal offense. I think as a defensive coordinator, you got to make Kevin Riley beat you.
But you limit him to a gain of 4, but it's a gain of 4 on first down. So it's 2nd and 6. Positive play for Cal. Riley scrambling and throws it away as he gets outside the pocket.
Well, the Ducks have had success early in this game, creating some pressure on Kevin Riley in the pocket. The pocket breaks down early. Watch the pocket movement by Kevin Riley. That's nice work. The footwork. Kenny Rowe again applying the pressure from his right defensive end spot, but a nice play by Kevin Riley to keep a manageable 3rd and 6 situation.
Well, you saw Kenny Rowe running him down, though. This is something that the Oregon defense has. They have plenty of speed. Vereen and Best in that tailback. Riley pumps, throws over the middle, had his man open and he couldn't hold on. Varan Tucker may have had 6 if he holds on to that one.
Well, this is a deep crossing route, and it's called a dig route. And Kevin Riley, you're going to see right here in the slot, he's going to come down and he's going to break it off to the inside of the field. Riley again holding the ball, working the pocket, delivers that football with a little bit too much heat and elevation on it, very close to a big hookup between quarterback and wide receiver.
Ryan Anger on for the punt. He's one of the best in the Pac-10. Kenyon Barner is going to watch this one bounce into the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20, and Oregon will go back to work after the 44-yard punt from Anger. Now, are you telling me that guy's going to stay like that the entire game? Come on.
It depends on whether Oregon wins or not.
Part of another capacity crowd. 64 straight sellouts here at Autzen Stadium. And last week we were in Washington. That gets loud. This just as loud. LaMichael James with the carry ahead for maybe 2. James last week 152 yards, the most by an Oregon freshman ever. And really, you look at LeGarrette Blount being suspended for the rest of the season after the Boise State game. Here's a guy who gets his chance now and may even be better than Blount. Different type runner. Ball's loose. Cal has it. 2nd turnover of the game. The ball's loose again. And the scramble will have to wait and see. It's Oregon football. I mean, that thing's hopping around everywhere. James is down.
We've seen some violent hits early in this football game. And it looks like they're working up in the shoulder area. That looked like it was Ezef.
Yeah, it was.
Coming in and making the hit. Maybe that was
Josh Hill picked it up.
That might have been Brett Johnson. But Josh Hill scoops it. And I'll tell you what, you've got to secure the football. A turnover. Hill has the ball. He's going to give the football a highly powered offense on a short field. That's a big mistake, putting the football back on the turf.
Well, and it's what the coaches were worried about, too. Concerned about the fact that they had fumbled 6 times already. Mistakes last week, even though they beat Utah here at Autzen.
Now watch this hit. James through the hole, and that is a big-time hit by Brett Johnson. And then the scoop by Hill. Hill carrying the football loose. Put a helmet on the football. And I'll tell you one thing, Terry. This is a very experienced secondary for Cal. 2 very good corners. Sidquan Thompson, obviously the featured cornerback, but the safeties, Johnson and Ezef, are interchangeable. They can play both safety positions, and they are very sure tacklers. That's a solid hit by Johnson on James.
It's a tough way to move the chains and get 1st and 10, David.
Yeah, if you move the football that way all afternoon, it's going to be tough.
Leon Barner in for James right now. Another young runner, a redshirt freshman from Riverside, California. Runs right into Tyson Alualu, one of the best defensive ends in the Pac-10. But Barner goes 5'11", 180 pounds. And James even smaller, 5'9", 180. So they're different type runners than we're used to seeing from LeGarrette Blount and a few others here. Quick out to Mayo. Gets a block. Has a first down. Jeff Mayo, the leading receiver. 13th catch of the year. He's got 2 already this afternoon.
Yeah, and this is what Masoli needs to do early in football games. We saw him test Sid Quantum series. I think he needs to get some simple throws, some easy connections with his wide receivers early in football games to raise his confidence.
He's going to keep it and then throw. Quick to the near sideline. Across the 45 and close, but maybe just short of a first down. DJ Davis, a junior from Denver, on the catch. Here's a guy who missed second half of the season last year with an ACL.
And this is a hallmark of the spread offense. Chip Kelly spreading you out on defense, getting the ball outside on easy throws to your playmakers, and then counting on your skill guys to get in one-on-one situations and make people miss.
And they do get the first down, so it's 10 from the 40. Barner trying to get outside and can't. Quick pursuit by this Cal defense. Michael Kendricks, the outside linebacker and a sophomore from Fresno, their leading tackler. They've got some good ones too. Kendricks, Mike Mohammed, second leading tackler, and some good ones up front. Alualu leading the way.
The number 30 run, and he is a tough linebacker against the spread offense. The zone read, he can go sideline to sideline.
The defense allowing only 63 yards a game on the ground. Masoli can't go anywhere. Driven out by Cameron Jordan and Eddie Young. You know, Chip Kelly, who didn't like the penalty called on the punt, now he's going to argue this one. He's having a frustrating day over there.
I mean, Coach Kelly might have had one too many cups of coffee before the game. You know, and I think he's going to see the replay in the back tomorrow and say, well, you know, I might have expended a little too much energy after that call. But you got to really appreciate his fire. A big win last week, taking down a Utah team that had won 16 in a row.
Big third down. Trying to set up the screen. Ed Dixon, their fine tight end, tripped up as he crosses the 35. Well short of the first down. Sid Quan Thompson again in on the hit.
Cal Bear defense has shown up this afternoon at Autzen Stadium. And Oregon testing this defense with some plays out wide, a nice little screen concept there to Ed Dixon.
You like this now? Masoli's still on.
Yeah, I do like this call because it's 4th and less than 5, and you know, a little bit too long for a field goal try. I don't like punting the ball away here.
They'll blow the whistle, and Cal will take the timeout. 8 minutes left in the first, and 3-0 Golden Bears. In the first quarter, and a big 4th down coming up for the Oregon Ducks. LaMichael James still out, but he is up on the sideline. So that's a good sign for Chip Kelly. Remine Alston, the tailback, the quick throw. Mail has it, first down. For an update right now, let's go to our Times Square studio in New York. Matt, thank you. LaMichael James on the carry, first down. He gets it inside the 25 and down to about the 27. Really finding his way, David. And the coaches said it took him about a game and a half to really run like he does in practice.
Well, and you saw last week, you throw on the film of the Utah game, he got more and more comfortable finding the holes and getting the feel. It's a lot like a quarterback. You've got to get snaps, you've got to get quality action before you start seeing things.
Masoli thrown to the end zone and incomplete. He overthrew his intended receiver, Garrett Embry, who had a step.
Jeremiah Masoli had a touchdown here.
Yep.
And you've got to take something off the football. Right here at the top of the screen. And Embry open in that little hole. If Masoli can drop it, put a little bit of top on the football, take a little bit off that throw, he has himself a touchdown.
And remember, he's yet to throw a touchdown pass this year. Trying to pick up 3rd and 7 right now in a world of time. Finally gets it out incomplete. David Paulson is tight end. They've got a first down. First and goal from just outside the 8.
Now this will give you a good look at a quarterback taking a little bit off the ball. He feels Paulson coming clean. Takes a couple revolutions off the football. Nice throw, and this Oregon drive stays alive.
And they come right back at you, right to the line of scrimmage. Dixon in motion. Masoli can't get outside. Run down by Devin Bishop, who has been playing very well the last couple of games.
Now you look at this Cal linebacker core, and of course they lost some great players from last year. Zach Follett, Warrell Williams, Anthony Felder, but the guys like Bishop and Kendricks and of course Mike Muhammad, they have reloaded at that position.
Solid part of their defense. He lost 4, so 2nd and goal. Back up. James is dumped behind the line of scrimmage. Trevor Guyton. So it brings up 3rd and goal.
Oregon's had some success on the quick throws outside, utilizing the wide receivers with blocks. Let's see if Masoli tries to swing it outside on the perimeter.
Looking to throw to the end zone. No one there. And it's 4th down. And now the crowd, little different.
He was looking for Drew Davis, running a post route in the back of the end zone, but he was cut off in the secondary. He had to stem his route, and he was stopped dead at the goal line. Masoli trying to hit him in the back of the end zone.
Morgan Flint. This will be a 30-yard try. 31's as long this year. Plenty of leg and up and good. So the Oregon defense with a stop early, a Cal stop here. They force 3, and we're tied up. Again, but you don't get many days like this up here. 72 degrees, sunshine. Normally it's overcast, it seems, on a Saturday, football Saturday, maybe some rain.
These are the best months in Oregon, and it can get beautiful in a hurry.
Vereen from his own 11. Got a seam to the outside. Shane Vereen. Cross midfield, brings it all the way to the 47 of Oregon. Solid return of 42 yards. Don't forget tonight the action on ABC Saturday Night Football. Usually a good one when these two teams hook up.
He is, to me, a guy who's going to be a cinch to be a factor at the next level.
Oregon showing blitz. Set up the screen, can't get a block. Brought down right at midfield is Jeremy Ross, the junior from Sacramento.
Look at Walter Thurmond, the third, number 6 on the sideline, and looks like that knee is affecting him. Might not be able to go the rest of the way. And what that does is it affects Oregon. They cannot lock up man-to-man quite as much outside, and you can't get numbers in the box against Javid Best. That's going to be a problem for Oregon.
How tough is it to change the plays here with this noise? Wiley does it, hands it to Javid Best, squirts through to the 45. Well, Best, every week, it seems like he does something that leaves you just shaking your head.
Well, he's so dangerous once he gets past the line of scrimmage, and it really impresses me about Javid Best. He has so many of the intangibles. The vision, he's an unselfish player. He's a good blocker, catches the ball out of the backfield. all-around great tailback.
Tied a Cal record last week with 5 touchdowns against Minnesota. 3rd and 5 for Riley. Throws on the run. He's got his man. That's a first down. Jeremy Ross with the catch.
Jeremy Ross.
Nyan Boateng out for 4 to 6 weeks, Terry, sorry. And Jeremy Ross last week stepped up. 2 big catches on the go-ahead drive at Minnesota. And Jeremy Ross does some nice things. They have a little package for him to get the ball to him. Big first down for Cal in positive territory.
Second catch for Ross in the game. Good poise by Riley, too. Play action. Flushed out. He's going to run it. Not much room. Back to the line of scrimmage. That was about it. Brandon Baer, the man who was in there, had a big game last week in that Utah win.
Yeah, nice job by Kevin Riley to freeze Baer with an arm fake and then get outside of Baer. Now, those plays don't look like much. He picks up 2 yards, but that could easily be a sack. And Kevin Riley, showing some experience and some poise, turns a bad play into a positive one for Jeff Tedford.
Cal has won 4 of the last 5 and 3 straight over Oregon. The win here a couple of seasons ago is a big win for Jeff Tedford. Thrown behind the intended receiver, Marvin Jones.
Boy, that's a dangerous throw. You got Jones out in the flat, and you deliver a ball like this behind a receiver, and this could be 6 the other way. Watch how dangerous this throw is.
You expect him to turn the other way? That ball was not thrown well at all.
You know, Kevin Riley's throwing the ball a lot better. His numbers have gotten better this year, hitting over 64% of his balls, but he still has a few misfires in it.
3 receivers to the far side. Long count. Here they come. Quick throw. Complete. Nowhere to go for Ross. Dropped right near the original line of scrimmage. Kenny Rowe was in there to apply pressure. Willie Glasper the hit.
Glasper has had a nice game early for Oregon. Cal was trying to set up the smash screen. Wide receiver coming inside. Offensive lineman releasing downfield, creating traffic. And I've been very impressed with the Oregon defense. They're flying around and they are finding the football.
Hey, look, you can't blame the Oregon defense for anything so far this year. They have come every game. Angers punt, Warner back. Gonna watch this one sail into the end zone. 38-yard punt for Brian Anger, but both have sailed into the end zone. Reminder, whether you're living in Dallas or if it's just
a sports crazy city, they're going to be absolutely lighting up that website.
Solely the quick throw, Davis the catch, and Thompson the hit. This offense has moved the football. They've gone to the air the last couple of trips.
Well, and they've done a nice job of possessing the football. This has been an offense early season that has not done a very good job time of possession, but Masoli a lot crisper, a lot more accurate with his throws here in the first half.
Going to hand it off this time. James just short of a first down. That spread option in the run for a defense, how difficult is it to read and defend?
Well, it's difficult because when you have the threat of a quarterback running the football, you pick up an extra blocker. You know, a conventional quarterback hands the ball off and drops back in the pocket, carries out his fake. But when you have a Masoli, now all of a sudden you have 10 blockers for the defensive players.
Second leading rusher is Masoli on the year. James the big run and a first down.
And then, Terry, when you have runners as dangerous with the football as Masoli and James can be, even when you don't get everybody blocked, they're a threat to make you miss. And James loses his footing trying to cut that ball back to the center of the field.
Like, why did you do that? It happens. James gets the chance again. Spins right into the arms of a couple of tacklers, and a late flag comes in.
Yeah, this might have been a face mask or a hold.
Personal foul, face mask. 97 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Cameron Jordan, the junior from Chandler, Arizona.
Man, that's so tough for a Jeff Tedford and a Cal team because you have James hemmed in here. You defense the play perfectly. Defensive line, very talented. Watch Muhammad come down inside, and that's just inadvertent by Jordan, but he hangs on long enough for 15 yards.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 48. Masoli on the run, throws, has his tight end Dixon. Positive gain, his second catch of the afternoon.
Oregon's doing a nice job of finally getting Dixon involved in the offense. And Masoli's checking deeper routes down the field, and then he's comfortable enough to come underneath and take the easy throw.
Yeah, Dixon hasn't quite had the production expected of him so far this year. James fights his way, should have a first down. Going to carry tacklers with him. Finally brought down. It's Varner who did it. Kenyon Varner. They love it here in Autzen Stadium.
Well, the Autzen crowd appreciates this type of effort from Varner, a redshirt freshman. Looks like he stopped short of the chains. 5'11", 180, and he moves the pile 5-6 extra yards.
Yeah, he's saying, who needs to be 225, 230? I'm fine. Cal showing blitz, the quick throw. Mail has it near sideline. Inside the 25, may have another first down. This is the offense that they've gotten used to here in Autzen Stadium.
Well, and the throw is going to make this play work. Look how quickly Masoli gets the ball outside. And when you put the ball in the front pocket quickly with some velocity on it, you give your wide receiver a lot of options.
Masoli mostly on target so far. Jeff Mail, his favorite receiver, has got 4 catches. They love it here. The Ducks on the move.